A very good afternoon to all of you. I am Umesh Ba, pursuing PhD in the subject of biochemistry under the valuable guidance of Dr. B.R. Sende sir. My unique code is BIOC2014. My department coordinator is Dr. B.R. Sende sir. I am here to present a seminar as a part of this pre-PhD coursework 2021 conducted by HRTC Dr. Basa Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. My seminar topic is heavy metal pollution and its effect on fishes of Godavari River in Marathwada region. As we all know, water is the basic need of life and serves as the base and supports all the form of life. Despite knowing all these facts, we are not getting bothered about the problem of water pollution. Keeping all these things in mind, we have chosen this topic for our study. This is the introductory part. Heavy metal pollution has become a worldwide problem during recent years as they are non-biodegradable and most of them have high toxic and bioaccumulative effect. As the fishes are located at the end of aquatic food chain and may accumulate metals and passes them to human beings through food, causing chronic as well as acute diseases. Studies from the field and laboratory work showed that accumulation of heavy metal in tissue is mainly dependent on concentration of heavy metal present in the environment and its exposure period. Although some of the environmental factors such as temperature, oxygen concentration, pH, hardness, salinity, and alkalinity may affect and play significant role in accumulation and toxicity. Heavy metal concentration in aquatic ecosystem are usually monitored by measuring their concentration in water, sediment, and biota, which generally exist in low level in water and attain considerable concentration in sediments and biota. Heavy metal, including both essential and non-essential metals, have particular significance in ecotoxicology. For the normal metabolism of fishes, the essential metal must have been taken up from food or water and sediments. Objective: the main objective of the study is to apply the principle of biochemistry for the protection of environment. Biochemistry is used in environmental science to physical and chemical aspects of environment. In this study, we have focused on the concentration of some of heavy metals in Godavari River flowing through Marathwada region and its effect on fishes living in it. Concentration of heavy metals and its toxicological effect on biological processes in fish. Amount of heavy metal in tissue and cellular components to understand its effect on living organisms as they interact with environmental pollutant. Chemistry behind this interaction bottom up from atom to a system level. Systematic resources, biological resources and their relationship with environments which clearly plays an important role in public health. These are the material and method. Heavy metal concentration in fish and water samples were analyzed using atomic absorption spectroscopy by Thermo Fisher Scientific using an appropriate hollow cathode lamp and reassured wavelength of the metal. Sample collection. Water and fish samples, fish that is Tilapia mozambica, were collected from Godavari River in Marathwada region for analysis of heavy metals. These are the results. Results are shown in the form of graphical presentation. In this first graph, we clearly see that the concentration of chromium when compared with concentration permissible by WHO or FAO prescribed limit, we clearly see that the concentration in all the water samples, that is S1, S2, S3, S4 to S7, the concentration of chromium is higher than the WHO permissible limit for drinking purposes. And when we compare this chromium concentration with FAO permissible limit, we find that it is within the limit prescribed by FAO for irrigation purposes. In case of second graph, the concentration of nickel, when we compare the concentration in all the water samples, the concentration of nickel is higher than the WHO permissible limit, but it is less than the limit prescribed by FAO for irrigation purposes. The third graph shows the mean concentration of chromium in different organ of Tilapia mozambica collected from 4 different sites. In case we have analyze the concentration in gill, liver, skin and muscles. In case of in all these organs or fish organs, the concentration of chromium is higher than the limit prescribed by WHO. In case of fourth fourth paragraph, we show that the concentration of nickel in different organ of Tilapia mozambica collected from 4 different sites. Here, in case of a nickel, that the concentration in some of the cases, that in case of gill, the concentration in gill of fish sampling from sampling site 2, yeah, it is sorry, yes 2, the is higher, but as compared with the other sampling sites, it is low. In case of skin, liver and muscles, the concentration of nickel is lower than the limit prescribed by WHO for WHO permissible limit in food. In the photographic presentation, we have shown the histopathological study of Tilapia mozambica gills. In first photograph, we have shown the normal gill of Tilapia mozambica, that is LS of gill of Tilapia mozambica normal. In photograph, we clearly see that the primary lamella, this is the primary lamella, these are the secondary lamella, and the space between this secondary lamella is intralamellar space. And second photograph shows the LS of a gill of Tilapia mozambica after exposure to chromium at 187 ppm for a period of 24 hours. After the exposure to chromium and 187 ppm, we clearly see the difference between the normal histology of a gill, and these are the histopathology after the treatment of 187 ppm of chromium for 24 hours. That we can clearly see there is a bulging at primary lamella. In case of secondary lamella, the curling of secondary lamella has occurred. Here we can see the fusion of secondary lamella, and interlamellar phase has been disturbed. In third photograph, the LS of gill of Tilapia mozambica after exposure to nickel at 1220 ppm for a period of 24 hours. We clearly when we compare the third photograph with the first, we clearly see the difference between primary lamella, secondary lamella and interlamellar space. There is a partial destruction in primary lamella. In secondary lamella, the fusion of secondary lamella and curling of secondary lamella has been occurred, and the interlamellar space has been completely destroyed. These are some of the slides from sampling site which we have collected, which clearly shows the extent of water pollution. And in third photograph, we clearly see the result of water pollution in the form of dead floating fishes on the water surface. Thank you.